Hello and welcome to another episode of the Chrissie Mayr podcast. We are on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. And if you happen to be listening right now on iTunes, go ahead and leave a 5-star review and I will read them. Got some stand-up dates coming up. This is part of my domestic terrorist tour. I think by the time this comes out, yes, you can come see me at Hilarities in Cleveland. That's in Ohio on Thursday, June 3rd. Tickets for that are available on ChrissieMayr.com. Go there for tickets and details. And gosh, I'm going to be in Morris Plains, New Jersey on June 12th. That's Tiff's Ale House. And then Bethel, PA for Comedians of the Compound on June 18th. A lot of fun dates coming up. Again, go to my website, ChrissieMayr.com for details and tickets. Quick shout out to our sponsor, Cushy Dreams. They are my go-to for all things CBD related. I was somebody who was just like kind of sick of smoking weed and getting high and basically accomplishing nothing. So I discovered Cushy Dreams and I am just sold. I love their products. You can enjoy all the health benefits of CBD without getting high. There are it's under 0.3% THC in all of their products. They specialize in extraordinary CBD-rich hemp flower, also known as bud, in cans, and pre-roll CBD joints. I personally really love the joints because they are portable, they are easy, it's clean, it's so easy for me. I just have a couple little pulls. Look at that, it comes in a tiny little thing. And I just have a couple pulls and I feel my mind and body feel relaxed within like 5 to 10 minutes. It was a big game changer for me, especially after the crazy year that we've all had, the last year and a half, basically. It's cannabis that ships directly to you and it's legal in all 50 states. Join the men and women who are sick of vapes and gummies and want to smoke their CBD. Looks, feels, smells just like high quality marijuana, but it's not going to get you high. They take the artisan approach. Every run is in a small batch. They do tons of independent lab tests to show compliance and purity, all of which are posted on their website, cushydreams.com. Each batch is slow cured for 2 to 4 weeks to guarantee maximum freshness and preserve flavor and cannabinoids. And best of all, it's grown here in the USA. Go to cushydreams.com, Kushy dreams.com. Again, this is like a really great natural solution for anxiety. For me, I've dealt with that, depression, like all the emotions. It just kind of helps calm me down, but like I don't feel like out to lunch. Do you know what I mean? So go to cushydreams.com, use promo code CMP. You're going to get 20% off every order and I think free shipping. So use the code CMP at checkout to get 20% off. Woohoo! Oh my God, Muffin's in here barking and I feel like she wants to be let out, but I'm obviously not going to get up and let her out. Here is where I wish we had doggy doors. Anyway, I'm so excited to have this gal back on the podcast. She's blowing up. She's doing great. She is a new host of a show on censored TV called The Schpiel. She's also TikTok famous. Anti-feminist, liberty extremist, capitalist, paleo-libertarian. We're going to find out what the heck that means. Isabella Riley.
Hello.
Isabella, you've been so busy since the last time we spoke. You were in a Project Veritas music video called Oligarchy. What was that like?
That was very interesting. So it's so funny because I've never even heard a Prince song. It's really not my style whatsoever, but I'm friends with James O'Keefe and obviously I wasn't going to say no. And at first I thought I was going to have to be like a dancer, like, you know, the professional dancers in the video.
Yeah.
It's like, oh God, I'm not a dancer whatsoever. But luckily I just had to mouth some lyrics. So it wasn't that hard, but it was very interesting. It was a really fun day. And really what I found out, like going to the Project Veritas headquarters and everything, is everyone that works there is so passionate about what they're doing. Like they really believe in the mission, and James especially, I mean, this is like his life. So it was really cool to meet everyone. And I met a bunch of the people at CPAC, but obviously I met way more people doing this, and they're just really awesome people. And it was really fun. And it was kind of interesting. I was just to see people's responses to it. It's James was like meant to do this. Like he
Yeah.
said if he wasn't a journalist or doing what he's doing now, he would be in theater. Like he loves the arts and all this stuff. So
isn't that amazing? It's like, I feel like it feels like such two extremes. I mean, like when you look at the music video, you're like, obviously he's got an interest in this, but he's always so serious, and he's always about like kicking ass and taking names and holding, big tech and the corporations accountable. It's interesting to see that other side of him.
Oh, you have no idea. Like he came up with this entire concept. Like when he was like texting me about concepts, it was like Prince meets, 5. I don't even know what the things are because I had to look them up. Like Flash Dance meets. No, I was like, I don't watch anything. Like I have no idea what these references are. But he like came up with everything. He's like an artistic like genius. He's really, really smart too. Wow. But yeah, you would never know. But he really has this artistic, theatrical side to him.
That's amazing. And did you meet James at CPAC?
Yeah, I met him at CPAC. We've been following each other on like Instagram and social media from before then. I met him at CPAC. There was like a Project Veritas party after CPAC. So we went to that, met him there, and yeah, definitely met him more at the music video. But yeah, he's really awesome and really sincere and genuine. And he, I think, is doing the most out of everyone to actually tackle big tech. I think conservatives are very misguided in their
a lot of them are pussies, let's be honest. Yeah, yes. A lot of them are cozy and comfortable and don't want to lose any of their income or, ruin their, I don't know, like reputation or anything like that. I feel like a lot of them don't really want to put themselves out there.
Right. They don't want to do that, but they also are misguided in how to like combat the situation. So they'll say, we need to break up Amazon, we need to break up big tech. So what you're saying is we need to get the government more involved, and the government's going to break up these companies. You think that that's going to be the solution? And I talked about this specifically with James, and he also agrees with me. He doesn't think that's the best solution. And I totally agree with his approach. He says, you have to sue them, because when you put these journalists up on a stand where they have to tell the truth, or else they could be perjured, they could perjure themselves when they're up in front of a jury, they end up telling the truth. And then when he sues them and all these companies owe him millions of dollars, money talks. So that's the way to go, I think. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
To me, the idea of suing someone is like so scary. And so like, I don't know. Anything that having to do with lawyers is scary, but I guess that's why they do so well.
He's attacked every day. Like every single day, it's a new thing. And it's like it's crazy if you think about it, obviously this is who he has a target on his back. And I'm afraid that one day he'll end up like Assange, because he's doing he's really in the front lines doing this. But Project Veritas is very careful where they don't release any stories unless it's a video or like sound in their own words. So the only criticism they have is, oh, it's a doctored video. Well, okay, my TikToks are doctored videos. You're just going to release hours long of footage and
you got to edit
those won't go viral.
The boring stuff out. It's not like you are placing in like false footage or doing one of those face swaps or something like that.
Right. And they'll say, oh, these statements are taken out of context. And if you think back in the Planned Parenthood video from years ago, when they're laughing about how they're able to afford like a Ferrari or Lamborghini, one of the cars, because they're literally selling baby parts in their own words. How do you take that out of context? What context is that okay in?
I had no idea that they like baby parts were so like, I don't know, went for so much money. That's wild. Yeah. But I think that video came out a while ago.
Yeah, that was like a video from years ago. But yeah, the CNN one was really crazy. And I know he was upset when he was banned off Twitter. But I said, I'm surprised they let you do like 2 days worth of posting. Like I thought after the first day you would have been gone. So
yeah, man, he's got balls, that guy.
Seriously, he does.
Steel.
Yeah.
And you met him. So how long would you say, and I don't know if we covered this in the last podcast, but like how long were you politically active or like kind of a social media presence before you went to CPAC?
So I started posting TikToks on like end of November 2020, beginning December. And I made an Instagram. So the Instagram I use now, I made that I remember January 1st because my TikTok was banned. So not that long. Wow. And then CPAC was the end of February. So I feel like so much has happened in such little time, even since I last talked to you. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cool of you you were pretty fresh in the world, like maybe just a few months, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to go to CPAC. I'm going to put myself in the middle of everything. And were you just figuring I want to meet as many people as I can? Like I'm sold. These are my people. Like I need to be there.
Yeah, I knew if that was like what I wanted to do. Although I don't know, CPAC, I felt like very uncomfortable a lot of it because I just felt bad for everyone that was, bigger names. They weren't able to just walk without being swarmed by people. And I understand, like they know that. I actually did talk to James about this because he like myself, he's an introvert, and he's just like, it's just something you have to accept that going into that. And I remember like at the Project Veritas party, he couldn't even have a second without someone asking him for a picture, and I'm like. And he said he knew that going in, so he's fine. But I know, and I wouldn't mind if someone asked me for a picture. I'm not saying like you don't deserve a picture, but it's like I just feel bad for people when they can't even walk anywhere. And so unless I have like a rule, I won't go up to someone unless they come up to me because I don't want to annoy them. I don't like if they want to talk to me, that's fine. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, there's a bunch of people that I've obviously watched on TV or whatever, big names that I knew, but they don't know me, so I'm not gonna go up there and be like, hey, can I have a picture? It just not my style. So.
Do you think it's like a little corny? It's like a little too much?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Like it's like acting like a fan. I would never, I don't know. I don't think that. I'm not someone that gets like fan behavior. If I were to meet someone famous, they're just another person. So it doesn't really excite me. I'm more of just like, oh, this is someone I like. Oh, cool. Like I'll meet them. It's like a friend. But I'm not really someone that's like starstruck. So I feel like I know I get embarrassed for people when they act so starstruck, like, oh my God, I need a picture. Like, I need to get in there. Like, can we talk? And I'm like, I just feel bad for the people that have to deal with everyone being like that. But they know that's what they're getting themselves into.
So anyway, be cool is what Isabella says. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like who if I like bumped into would I like lose my cool over? I don't know. Maybe just a handful of musicians. Like, but I've also become a lot better at approaching people because like just in doing this podcast and I think like in comedy, like, I have to be like, oh, hey, Adam Carolla, I'll be opening for you this weekend. Like it's more part of my job that I have to go up to people. But like, I definitely feel you on like the corny factor. Like, but I guess it's good to remember because when this eventually happens to you, Isabella, like it's coming from a place of love and admiration. And yeah, I guess it does go with the territory.
It's not so much that I think the people are annoying. I just feel bad. Oh, I need to turn. Did you hear that? Is that my iMessage?
Oh, okay. No,
you didn't hear that? Okay, that's fine. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that people are annoying because I get it. That's fun. I just more so feel bad for the people that always like they can't just walk anywhere without it being annoying. Like I felt like James couldn't enjoy his own party.
Wow. Yeah.
But
like I mean, privacy. Yeah.
He said he was fine with it. Like he knew that going in. So.
That's cool, though. I mean, that's great that you were able to make so many connections. And like, did you have to learn a lot of choreography for it? Or were they just like, Vogue into the camera?
There was only like one part I had to learn a quick dance move. I thought I was going to have to do choreography all day, but luckily I just had to mouth. So the only thing I had to do was, James rewrote the lyrics to the song. He was like, oh, I might rewrite some of the lyrics. And then like next thing I know, he said the entire song is rewritten. So the only thing I had to do was kind of talk or lip sync the new lyrics into a camera, which was a little difficult because I had to listen to the song while doing it. So it's like I had to listen to the song with the different lyrics. So that was it, but it was not hard. I mean, the dancers had all the choreography, so luckily I didn't have to do that. The hardest, it wasn't the hardest part, but towards like the end of the video, I have to walk around with a sledgehammer, and it was so heavy. It was like bigger than me, and I literally had like a bruise after. It was like my shoulder, my shoulder was so sore, but that's because I'm just like a weak bitch. So.
Showbiz, baby. You got to get bruised. And so now this is very exciting because I saw that you were just on Compound Media pretty recently with Gavin McInnes. I think he was guest hosting while all of us were in Austin doing shows, I guess, like last weekend. And I saw that you were there. I was like, Isabella, oh my God, like you're in my hood. You're in my like studio. And now I realize, oh, it's okay. Because you were promoting the new show you're doing on Censored TV, which is, I guess, Gavin's network, censored.tv. And you'll be hosting the Schpiel with Gavin Wax. Like, so how did you meet Gavin Wax? And then how did this show come about?
Yeah, so Gavin Wax and I, he was probably like my first like political friend. He was the first podcast I ever went on. So we're just really good friends. And I hung out with him like all of CPAC. And he's the president of the New York Young Republicans Club. You should honestly have him on your podcast. He's a really good like speaker, really interesting.
Yes, I just followed him today. So maybe I will.
Yeah, he's a great speaker, a great guest. He's really impressive, and we get along really well. And he knows Gavin McInnes, and Gavin McInnes like knows me from social media, even though he's like not on social media. So he just approached Gavin Wax and said, "I want to do a show with you guys." So we were like, "We'd love to." So yeah, that's kind of just how it came about, and it's basically, we bicker a lot in the pilot episode, and that's pretty much our relationship. So we both come from like the right side of things, but he's more of a populist Republican. I'm more of a paleo libertarian, which I know you don't really it's basically, so paleo means like traditional. So if I'm talking like the traditional American values, like I like the nuclear family. I'm not really into like the socially liberal stuff, but I don't care what you do. I don't think the government should tell you what you can and cannot do, but my personal beliefs are like more traditional. Like I like the traditional stuff, but I'm not saying the government needs to, mandate that behavior. Whereas he thinks that the government should incentivize nuclear families and stuff. I don't think it's the government's business incentivizing certain behavior. So that's where I'm almost an anarchist. I'm trying so hard not to be an anarchist, but Michael Malice and Dave Smith really have me on the edge there. But
they make a lot of sense. They make a lot of good points.
I've never heard a point they said that I disagree with. So ever. And I watch a lot of them.
What makes you hesitant to identify as an anarchist?
Because the toughest problems are, so I do like the build a wall. I want a border. I want to control who's coming in and who's not. I also think that, it'd be great if every other country in the world operated pro-liberty and stuff. Like when you're talking about trade, my thing is I treat other countries how they treat us. So if they're going to screw over us, we'll screw over them. I'm not just going to it'd be nice if they all operated the way I want them to, but they just simply don't. Also, if you're more of an isolationist, you do allow other nations like China to build up, and eventually they're like, just because you're not conquering other places doesn't mean that they won't conquer you too. So my kind of thing with that is, for the military strategies, I don't think that we should be in other countries. I don't think we should be the, world's policeman. But I think we should have a strong enough military so that if anyone ever tried anything, we would crush them in a second. So it's like, so don't do that again. Because if you really show strength, it deters other problems from happening in the future. So it's really the military and borders that make me unable to say I'm an anarchist. But at the same time, I'm like, well, the idea that the government can be the only thing that can accomplish these things is ridiculous. Obviously, anything being done privately is much better than publicly. So that's the hard thing. It's just because it's not the government doing it doesn't mean it can't be done.
Right. Like, so, I think it was Malice who gave the example of have a neighbor, basically like a glorified neighborhood watch, instead of relying on the cops to always keep your neighborhood safe.
Right. Because if the cops are a government monopoly. They have no accountability. I mean, they do to some extent, but cops can get away with so much. They can steal from you. They can use excessive force, and rarely do they ever get punished. I mean, obviously Derek Chauvin is having his time right now, and I don't agree with that situation either. But the biggest thing, if you take away having a government monopoly, is you make them accountable. So they're accountable to the people. That's why the free market works. So Malice also uses the example of, would you rather have an evil person in charge of a huge company like Walmart, or an evil person in charge of your government?
God,
obviously Walmart. You can go to Target. You can go to a different one. You can voluntarily choose which one you want to associate with, which one you want to give your business. Whereas the government, we don't have an option. There's not another DMV. We all hate going to the DMV. There's no option. They don't have an incentive to improve because there's no competition.
That's true. God, I hate going to the DMV. I was I was behind on renewing my license, and I was like, all right, I guess they weren't charging late fees because of the pandemic. And I just
that's shocking.
I was able to send it, do it all online. And I was a little annoyed because I wanted to do myself up to retake my driver's license photo, but they were like, no, girl, we'll just renew it for you. So I'll just have to wait 9 years to retake that photo. I'll survive.
That's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. That's exciting. And I saw the pilot for the Schpiel. How did you come up with the name for it? What are your hopes for the show? What would you like to cover?
So the Schpiel, so basically the pilot episode, we did no planning. We just sat down and we're like, we're going to talk for an hour. So we're going to be planning a lot more for our future episodes, but we just wanted to see and Gavin McInnes wanted to see just how we are on camera together, just how it works. So that was us just I'm not even kidding. We did not talk about anything. So we just sat down and just went off. And the Schpiel, that's the title because Gavin Wax has had a Facebook page called The Schpiel for years, and it has 30,000 followers, but he's unable to change the name. So when we're trying to come up with a name, he was like, do you want to just name it The Schpiel and we can have this Facebook page? And I was like, Why not?
Done. All right. So it's like ready made. Yeah, this is cute. Yeah, it's you
Thank
guys,
you.
and you're at the New York Young Republican Club, and I guess he's a member
He's the
over there.
president.
He's the president. Oh, he's the man. He's the man over there.
He's the president. Yeah, yeah. So we can luckily use that as the studio because it's nice. It's nice. Although the censored or not censored, the Compound Media Studio is nice too.
Isn't it? It's like you get there and it's so different being there in person than watching it on the screen. People are like, oh wow. I mean, anytime you go into any like TV studio, it's like, whoa, it's interesting. But yeah, I do love that studio. It makes me feel like a legit news lady, even though I'm talking about blowjobs. But it gives me a little bit of dignity. I like that studio. Where do you think is talking about like how to identify yourself? So paleo libertarian has nothing to do with how much meat you eat, which I was shocked to learn. It's just like very
traditional,
more traditional.
Yeah. So I guess that's really it.
Yeah.
So I mean, so the reason I put paleo libertarian in my bio is because there's a lot of woke libertarians on Twitter that I need to differentiate myself from. They're the Lulbergs. I'm not.
What is a
like
Lulberg? I've heard this phrase.
They're the woke libertarians. So these are the left-leaning libertarians. So these are the libertarians that are like against mass incarceration, which same. I'm not pro locking non-violent victimless crimes offenders in cages for doing things that there was no crime, like there's no victim, drugs. Right. I don't care what you do, you can destroy your life. But the woke libertarians will say, oh, well, there's only the mass incarceration because of race. I'm not saying that wasn't a part of it, but they'll say that's the only issue. Whereas I'm like, I think the problem is we're locking people up in cages. I don't care about what your race is. People are people. So they look at everything through like the identity politics lens. I can't stand them. There are also people that did not condemn the BLM riots taking place all last year when they were destroying privately owned businesses that had nothing to do with their so-called grievances, yet were so quick to condemn the Capitol riot insurrection, which wasn't an insurrection. So they're mad. Yeah. Right. So they're mad at these people who stormed the Capitol, which I wouldn't do. I don't agree with it. But at the same time, they actually took their anger out on people that they were directly mad at, whereas the BLM riots were just destroying businesses that had nothing to do with what they were mad about. And that kept going on and on. Way more deaths, way more violence, way more, any damage done to the Capitol would get fixed with our tax dollars, not those private businesses. Those cities are just forever destroyed. So I just can't stand them. And I wanted to differentiate myself from them because a lot of, most of my friends are conservatives. A lot of them hate the Lulbergs. So if you have libertarian in your bio, not that I care, but I don't want them to think that like I associate with these people, because the people that run like the National Libertarian Party Twitter, they're really woke, cringe, disgusting. So I don't want to be associated with them.
It's very understandable. It seems like, these woke libertarians or people on the left, like they're just so much putting their head in the sand that they have to do to just ignore, right, all the damage from BLM and Antifa, the pretty much complete lack of damage from January 6th, and then like the all cops are bad people, not caring about who killed Ashley Babbitt. There's just so much they have to continually overlook. And now with like the changing mask guidance, it's like, it's a mess. It's messy. What do you think is the future, or where do you think the Republican Party is headed?
That's a good question. So I do think Trump is going to run. He hinted on the Candace Owens show. Yeah, so he hinted on the Candace Owens show.
She interviewed him recently. I gotta watch that.
Yeah, so he said that I would love to make an announcement, but if I do, that I could get in trouble with the FEC. So that's pretty much saying I'm going to run. So and he's going to be starting rallies again, which is exciting. But I'm kind of in a pickle because, Dave Smith is, most likely running for president as a libertarian candidate. And
really? Good for him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's like zero chance he'll win, but it's pretty much because the Ron Paul, when he ran, when Mitt Romney ran, it was like, he got a ton of people liberty-minded, kind of like liberty-pilled everyone. So he wants to spread the message of liberty. Although he says that if he were to win, Michael Malice would be his press secretary.
Yes.
Which, how amazing would that be?
That.
This piece of hair will not stop. It's like relentless.
Girl, get it together. No, you always
just
look.
Won't. It just so won't
funny.
Stop.
And
everyone in the comments. With people in the comments will be like, stop touching your hair. And I'm like, I can't stop.
Oh, please. I mean, I am not touching mine because it is like it's very unwashed currently. And I was like, I don't have enough time before we record. So I've like sort of dry shampooed myself into this coiffed, do. It's hard. It's hard, Isabella. Even when you're home all day. Yes. They need to sponsor your show.
I know. I don't have any I still have not made like any money besides like the Project Veritas video, because TikTok, I was making money for my videos, and then after they banned me and I got back, they said, "Oh yeah, you're kicked out of the creator fund, which is how you make money, and now you can't even take out what you made."
What? How much did you have on there?
$500+, which I know is not a lot, but I mean, for me, just making TikToks, I was like, could have used that.
So you have $500 that TikTok is sort of like holding from you. That's horrible. So now you have no TikTok account, none whatsoever.
Well, no, I have TikTok. I just can't make money from it.
Oh,
I got my account back. Yeah. So
okay.
I just use it because, I mean, all the Instagram reels I uploaded from TikTok, I just like the TikTok app more. I can't stand Instagram. I think it's so annoying. I hate just the app. I think it's super annoying app. Did you ever get your Instagram back?
No. And thank you for asking. I'm still outraged. No big deal. I mean, I say it was deleted at 1 million followers, but honestly, it was deleted at 13,000 and a half, which is not nothing. It's like, that's what I've gathered up since the beginning of Instagram. So that's got to be at least 10 years or something. I don't know. It really sucked. And like, they really didn't tell me what it was over. So I just
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Like, what were you posting?
I have a feeling it was over a story, like a possibly anti-jab story that I just shared, like a video that I shared into my stories. Like, I didn't comment on it. I didn't write like, these are my feelings. I just was like, interesting, and then did a share.
That's
so I'm
really
so
weird.
annoyed about that. It's just, I don't know. I know that I was already shadow banned on Instagram. Maybe I missed some sort of warning, but like, I did not get any explanation for that. So that's really annoying. But the new one is like almost up to 2,000. So, it's all good. The new one's Chrissie Mayr Pod. If you haven't followed me already on my new Insta, get your little phone out and follow me right now.
You just got to post like, I just post all my TikTok videos. You should like get clips of your podcast and just post them as reels.
You're so right. You're so right, Isabella. I just have been doing like, I need to step up my Instagram game. Somebody else told me that. Like right now, I'll just do like the graphics for my podcast, but that's not super interesting. Like, people like to see snippets.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you, because I feel like I never think I'm doing enough in social media. It's like a full-time job you could just dedicate. With all the apps I'm on, I'm like, oh my God, TikTok. And like, since CPAC, my friend Gavin Wax was like, you need to take, your Twitter seriously. So I started tweeting all the time, just tweeting every thought that comes across my mind. But yeah, it's like nonstop with all the apps, social media platforms. So it's annoying, but you could definitely just get clips from your podcast, post them as reels. You could even do it on TikTok as well. So
yes, I love this. I'm getting tips. I need to do that. I need to get on that. And I've noticed like you were getting hate on TikTok, you get hate on Instagram. You're very good at handling it all. It doesn't seem to faze you at all. You do so many of these response videos of you just like, you'll take somebody's like mean comment and then you'll just either like play something or you'll just talk over it, which I think are always fun to see. Like, a lot of them are like, oh yeah, like you're just obsessed with men. Like your whole life revolves around men. And then like sometimes you'll like lean into it.
I'm like, yes, it does. Yours doesn't. I feel bad for you. Like, I just,
you're like, you better get on it because time's ticking, honey.
Literally, like, I just love trolling them. It's so fun. And a lot of people will say, oh, why do you even give these haters like any time of day? And I'm like, well, first of all, I think showing how evil and rude they are and how illogical they are, put it on display. That's a good way to kind of show how stupid they are. Also, it's great content ideas. I hate the TikTok trends. I think they're so stupid. I do them sometimes because that's really the only way to grow on TikTok is just by doing the trending stuff. But
aren't the trends like, I don't know, sometimes they'll do like a lame like choreographed dance, or the trends will be like, I don't know, spill. I haven't been on TikTok in so long, clearly, but won't the trends be like, oh, spill something, or like,
yeah, just random stuff. I've never learned a TikTok dance ever. I don't even know a single move, but
wow, good for you.
I'm not a dancer. So, but yeah, so I just like to respond to them because it's good content ideas. And yes, they don't bother me whatsoever. I mean, anyone that's leaving hate comments, they're way more miserable than you are at home. So I feel bad for them because I would never leave a hate comment. Usually always when the people that leave hate comments look like swamp creatures. They always have pronouns in their bio. They're always like BLM, ACAB. So they're all the same, and they're just, sad people. And I hope that they, one day can find confidence to be happy. I genuinely don't wish anything bad upon them. I hope that they're happy, but I just know it comes from a place of misery. So I don't even read them. So the only time I respond to hate comments, I'm not like sitting there reading them. I don't care. It just, if I happen to open the app, whatever ones are right there, and I'm like, oh, that's a good one, I'll make a video about it. So that's it. That's as much as I go through them.
Have any of them ever bothered you, even like a little bit?
No.
Yes, girl, good for you.
I swear no. I don't know. I know, like, I'm a confident person. I know what my flaws are. If someone were to point out my flaws, I'd be like, true. And if someone were to point out something that I didn't think was a flaw or that it wasn't true, I'd be like, well, that's not true. So like, that's just how I look at it. So
yeah, and that's good to keep in mind. Like, not that I will give, like, not that I'll write shitty comments, but sometimes I will. Like, I think it was this week with the Candace Owens news, and like, you know, she was coming down pretty hard on Chrissy Teigen, basically being like, yeah, like she needs to be held accountable. Like this so-called mayor of Twitter, queen of social media. Everyone's like, she can do no wrong. And it's like, I feel like she's been given so many chances, and now finally, you know, she's seeing some repercussions in the form of like, yeah, Target's no longer carrying her like cookware line, and I think Macy's and Bloomingdale's stopped carrying it as well. And I saw that Candace had Nicole Arbor on.
Yeah, I just saw that last night.
And then I guess they had edited. Like I saw part of it. I think it's the whole thing is not even available to be seen because she had to edit it because Nicole. What I think happened is like Nicole made herself look really bad, and then she threatened a bunch of like a lawsuit or something, like, oh, if you don't cut this all out, I'm going to sue you, or it's going to look bad for me. When really it's like she just couldn't prove her point, and she wasn't either great at debating or good at holding her ground or like commanding the panel. I guess it looked like she kind of just got upset because maybe she was wrong and then stormed off. That's what it looked like to me. And I found myself wanting to write shitty comments about Nicole because like she has me blocked. I can't remember what happened. Oh, I think this was back when Nicole Arbor was shitting on Louis J. Gomez, and he's a comic in New York, and I think I went to his defense or something, and something like, yeah, I don't know if I consider her to be like a real comic, but then people have said that very same thing about me, but I haven't seen her perform stand-up anywhere. Like, I don't think she's ever had any performance dates, you know, she'll just do like goofy videos. And I think because of that, she ended up blocking me. But when this Candace Owens stuff resurfaced, I found myself wanting to say shitty comments about Nicole. And I was like, you know what? Like, I guess I don't need to do that. You know, it's like, I don't need to involve myself. And
so did you watch like the part that was like that they released? Like, did you watch the interview?
I saw the part of her on the panel. I don't know what was what led up to it, but I saw her get upset and then leave. And then
so you didn't see before, like when they were like talking before?
Gosh, no. Where do you see that?
I found a YouTube clip of it, and
let me try to find it.
I wish that you saw that. So like, cause I see what. Yeah, I could probably find my YouTube history. But I thought that I like Candace Owens, but she went into that looking for a fight.
Oh,
like she
really?
went into that. Yeah, I mean, I'm a confrontational person. Like, I'm not someone that's just like, oh, let's just like, I'm a very confrontational person. I can be a bitch. But I thought that she took it so over the top that she was like not even allowing Nicole to speak. And like, I actually felt bad for Nicole. I'm not saying that Nicole was in the right, but I felt bad for how Candace treated her. And I'm not someone like, I'm not like, oh, I feel so bad for her, she's a victim. I'm just saying there was like, Candace was not looking to like try to resolve anything. Whereas I thought Nicole went on there saying like, being like, okay, let's discuss a topic that we disagree with. And Candace looked at it as, we're going to debate, you're wrong, like whatever. And she was saying, so she went into it as a hostile thing. I think Nicole went into it thinking that they were friends and they were just going to discuss something that they disagreed with.
Okay, right. And what they disagreed on is, should Chrissy Teigen be canceled? You know, because the right is like, oh, largely anti-cancel culture, but here's this like,
what's your thoughts on
canceled. That? I definitely see both sides of it. I think perhaps I am more on the side of Candace here, was like where like not as far as her fight with Nicole, but like I think Chrissy Teigen has just been given like endless opportunity and endless cushions to fall on, and hasn't like truly, like she said so many like disgusting tweets over the years, and been a huge bully, and like wants to shut down businesses she doesn't agree with, and she just, I feel like she continually has been like getting off each time, and it is good to see a little bit of accountability happen. I just like, it's tough because there's what's right, and then there's like personally, I can't stand Chrissy Teigen, and it's like she and I got into like, not even that, it wasn't even a tiff. I mean, I pointed out that she deleted like 30,000 plus tweets over the summer, and then she like it sort of like burst this whole like PR kind of nightmare thing for her, and then she blocked me, and she blocked all these people, and then people started like linking me with like QAnon. I'm like, I was just wondering why she deleted thousands of tweets
about saying that like toddlers look good.
Yeah, about toddlers like looking good.
I don't know if you can see that in the private chat. I think I sent the link.
Oh yes, here it is. Okay, this is brilliant. Oh, look at that. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to bring this up because I am a woman in tech. Share screen. Wait, what was it called? Oh, Nicole Arbor walks off heated debate. Yes. Okay, and we can see it. Okay, here we go.
Welcome. If you've been following this show or just following me in general over the past few years, you know that
it starts a little bit like
slow women and how difficult it can be.
They kind of talk about a different topic first, so I would try to like look when they start talking.
Make her cry. It worked.
Spears, I think I would.
Content.
Oops.
She had fulfilled her duty. Been speaking out. We're not talking about bullying. Yeah.
So this is the panel, right?
Yeah. So Nicole takes a little bit to talk.
And political strategist.
Maybe go a little bit further.
Episode where horrible human being on. Chrissy Teigen was sliding into her DMs, telling her to commit suicide. Here are just some of like the tweets that she has said to Courtney Stop, Lohan, Notorious. I'm not surprised Mariah is having twins. I was always pretty positive there were 2 to 15 babies growing inside of her. Okay, fine. Like fair game, Mariah. I say fair game as in this is nasty stuff. Yeah. But when we're talking about these young girls, this is what I really want to focus on. Yes. These girls are teenagers, right? Demi Lovato, she also had another tweet about her. Demi Lovato went to rehab notoriously for, I think it was for addiction to pills or something. And suicide. Yeah, and suicide-related thoughts. Made fun of her and said you should make the bed for Charlie Sheen. Has the media given her a pass?
Is this it?
Yeah, they start soon, I think. The other ones talk too, so once they start talking, though, it's like maybe go a little bit ahead.
We do not like Courtney Simon's exact quote in the interview that she gave is that she told her to kill herself, right? There's a young woman that's in prison right now.
I was just going to bring up that case.
Yeah.
Legally speaking,
this is completely different because 7-year-old woman, with power. My perspectives, I know hers. We disagree on that, right? Yeah. But we had this conversation, and Courtney was very clear that this stuck with her for a very long time. She was groomed by an adult male, and the whole world kind of watched this take place. She was married off to him. Her mother wasn't supportive of it, and she's just now coming to realization that adults have been abusing her. Mm-hmm. And so again, this feels different to me. Nicole, I do want to get to you and you we spoke about this as well. That is this like
less educated, but I did speak of it.
Yeah, I would love to jump into it. So do you have an intro for it? Should we tell the audience?
Well, yeah. So I want to bring you up to speed. So Nicole posted a counter video to what she deems to be cancel culture of me saying that Chrissy Teigen needs to face some consequences for this. Background being obvious.
I found myself getting annoyed because I was like, look how nice her house is. I was like, she's so rich.
Is she really? I don't even know anything about her.
Yeah.
Suicide. Nicole, you declined to have the video clip that we had shown because you said you felt like it took you out of context. I disagree with that assessment, but we respected that. This is the post as a screenshot. Your caption was aggressive. It said canceling people is for keywords. Yes. Okay, there it is. Leave it out. Become bulletproof. We don't need the bullies. We need to be awesome, period. And these are quotations from that video. Sure. The world needs bullies. You know why we need bullies? Because we need people to be able to rise above something. It's okay to have people talk about you as long as it's not like crazy and like whatever.
So this is still out of context
because I want to.
You're still doing it out of context, which is why I didn't air the video.
No. But I'm going to let you put it in the context. I want to. There are specific.
But I think Nicole's already going like, oh shit, I'm gonna look bad.
It's a stupid way.
These are bullet points because you said we couldn't play the video.
I kind of see where she's coming from though.
I said starting with that line takes the video out of context.
Okay.
I'm reading you specific things I want you to respond to. I'm gonna give you.
Sure.
I see both sides. We'll let them talk.
You can see, right? Because Nicole's upset because she probably said, "Don't read this."
I will.
And I'm going to give you a
Well, because
nonstop
the way she does it is
I
in a
asked
comedy
the
way.
producers
So like there's like swear words, and Candace kind of says it like, "Oh, well, you have such a potty mouth," and she's kind of like, but it's like not supposed to be like a professional video,
Right.
so it's kind of like making it seem like Nicole just seems trashy. By the way, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, anybody who knows her knows that she's not the most professional person.
Yeah,
I don't think Nicole tries to seem polished. That's not really her brand.
right. Which she says that, but I feel like the way, I don't know. Maybe let's listen to it again.
Okay.
Using women
Yeah.
or doing actual heinous things to people who may be on the right in America and are like cancel culture in the same breath is tweeting hashtag cancel Chrissy Teigen. That's me. What the F are you doing? Actual said the expletives.
Yes.
You know, and you said, if you are trying to cancel someone, you are a keyword again. I don't give a F who you are. You put a hashtag cancel this person. Suck a D-I-C-K. You're one of them
I'm
now.
a comedian.
Now you're one of them.
This wasn't meant
and
to read it as if it's a TED Talk.
This is supposed to be. This is supposed
It
to be
was a
comedy
script?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep going.
No, she's
Now
reading it
you're
as if
one
it
of them.
was.
Nobody should be canceling
Okay.
people for tweets 10 years ago. Nobody should be canceling people for anything. We need to make teens bulletproof.
Oh,
Okay, so this was supposed to be a comedy skit.
not supposed to be. A lot of people did laugh, and the predominant response to that was a lot of cheering. So I took something and I flipped it and made it motivational, because not only do I believe that what Chrissy Teigen did is disgusting.
Yeah, I think it was more
is
motivational than
disgusting,
comedy.
but I believe that the opposite of bullying is not anti-bullying. It's making people bully-proof. It's training the next group of teens to be bully-proof, so that when someone talks, because there isn't one Chrissy Teigen, there's a million of them. And we cannot stoop to her level. We've all seen the movie Mean Girls. You cannot out-mean the
I
Mean
agree
Girls.
with her on this, that people
Yeah.
do
I'm
need
such
to
a
be
fan of
tougher.
theirs, and I hate that this
Yeah.
has caused like a rift between us. And I feel like Chrissy Teigen wins if that's what happens here.
Okay, so just a couple things I want to say. First,
Yeah.
first
She
and
doesn't
foremost,
care.
The movie Mean Girls is about teenagers being mean to each other, not about adult women who have a platform of 24 million people sliding in the DMs of teenagers.
That's true.
And now,
Kill yourself.
yeah, but that it makes no
Secondly, you
sense.
said this
She's
is
not
supposed to be
saying that's
funny, and
Mean
you're saying
Girls.
that Chrissy
I mean,
Teigen wins. These
Right,
insults
she's being
these
critical
insults
of
that you
everything
said
she
to me, I
says.
didn't
Yeah,
find
she's very
funny.
hostile.
Then went into the comments and doubled down on these insults. I think we have a
Candace,
clip
we
of
have
what you
talked
said
about
about me on, you
Yeah,
said
she is
We
not
talked about this.
about
trying to
me
meet
and
her
that
halfway.
She enjoys the game as much as they do, which is why they do it. I can't
Are you gonna let me talk, or are you pulling a
one of
view on
us.
me?
I'm just finishing the statement. So
Okay,
I'm just trying
so
to
then I
understand,
will-
how is this not supposed to be offensive to me?
Okay, so I don't like that you have used your audience to engage in cancel culture. Can we call people out? Yes. Can we say that the behavior was disgusting? Yes. But I did not put on a MAGA hat, lose friends and family and brand deals and business and everything to stand for free speech and against cancel culture to have the same people do it. It does not work. It doesn't work.
So I want you to just respond. You said
Sure.
that you're okay with canceling people unless you said, I'm sorry, I don't think we need to cancel people unless they're like rapists, abusing women, or doing actual heinous things. Do you not think that sliding into the
I
DMs of a
agree with you
teenager
1,000%
and encourage
on
them
the
to
Chrissy
commit
Teigen thing.
suicide?
We can just
Is that not a heinous thing?
100%.
Yeah, I think they're differing on accountability versus canceling. I think that's like their big misunderstanding.
Yes, and I don't know. I feel like they totally went into this thinking totally different things. Like I think Nicole thought it was gonna be two friends discussing something that they disagree with, and Candace went into it like so Nicole, I didn't even watch the videos, but Nicole made videos about cancel culture, and Candace thought that they were directed at her. I don't know if that's true or not. And Nicole said they weren't directed at you. They were directed at anyone talking about, any conservatives talking about canceling Chrissy Teigen, which a lot of them were. So I feel like Candace thought that she was attacking her, so she's going on defense, and that's why she's so hostile. But I think Nicole really wasn't looking at it that way, and I just thought that it just was clearly uneven, this entire thing.
Yeah, now that I've watched this, it's like, yeah, Candace is clearly on the offensive here. Like and Nicole was probably like, "Oh, I thought we were just going to talk about like our feelings in an open kind of way." And
yeah,
she's quoting her video, I think, to make her sound like, "Oh, look how much she curses." And
that's what I'm saying. That's what it is. That's what I'm like. That's exactly how I felt. I feel like she was in reading every time she says like a script. So when you're
she didn't need to do that to get her point across.
It makes her sound dumb. Like she's trying to make her sound just like less than and dumb. I don't know if that's Candace's intentions. She is just literally reading the exact script. So I guess that does make sense too, but it does sound demeaning in a way. So where I could see Nicole being like, it just makes me sound stupid and like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think Candace was a little bit out to get, because if she felt like offended by her or like, oh, that she was gunning for her. Like this is her chance to get back at Nicole. But I don't agree that video was comedy. Like it's just her. Like she's kind of like a motivational speaker. I think like ever since like Dear Fat People, she's kind of like a anti-woke motivational speaker. I wouldn't consider what she does comedy, but
yeah, I agree. It's like not comedy, but I think the point that she was making was it's not supposed to be some like serious scripted thing. She was just talking and she calls herself a comedian. You know, comedians can curse and have it not be that big of a deal. So I think that was just the point that she was making. But I think if Nicole actually thought that this would be a hostile situation, she would not have gone.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Prepared.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
That's interesting that she blocked you though. I had no idea. Like, I don't really know drama.
I don't know why.
So.
I don't know. I think it's because I stood up for this guy that she had a beef with, but I was like, of course I'm going to stand up for like my friends before somebody else. Cause I just thought that like what she did was kind of fucked up. I wonder if there's anything else. So like at what point did she walk off?
The other thing is they don't like you. Her fans, they don't like you or respect you. Or maybe me. So you don't have the ability to cancel them because they don't care about your opinion.
The corporations clearly do because Macy's dropped the Target drops, and that's what you were responding to.
That was already
done. Nicole's tone of voice is she's trying to be like, hey, this doesn't have to be a fight.
Right. I don't think we should be canceling people.
So you consider this a cancellation because what I'm saying
to the hashtag cancel Chrissie. Yeah. That is the opposite of everything you say you stand for.
What I am saying is I view this as Chrissie facing a consequence.
Yeah.
She's not the face of brands. This is the face of brands. Okay.
Of course.
But that's you're saying of course now.
But no, we don't cancel people.
This video where
we do not cancel people.
An effing P word.
I did not call you an effing P word. I said people who are trying to cancel people are P words. And I'm a comedian, and that's how I talk. That's how I talk on stage. That's how I talk with a mic in my hand. I was on my platform with a mic in my hand. That's how I talk.
You did 3 videos and you mentioned my name. So now you're
Well, I mentioned your name after, and I said I think she's amazing and she's very intelligent and she's great. And I'm not against Candace. Those were my words in the video. And you know this. I will not let you make this a Nicole versus Candace issue.
It's not a Nicole versus Candace.
It's not.
It is that you are rewriting history. You were
That's not true.
You said Candace debate me. So clearly,
okay, well, then let's debate.
You're saying make it a Candace versus
If she said Candace debate me, then
debate me. So don't play like I don't
right.
Then she is kind of asking for this in a sense.
In an angry way. It's let's have a discussion.
But literally a debate is so and so versus this person.
Great. So
I'll ask for a debate. We honored it. You're on the show.
I'll talk.
Go ahead, Brendan. Yeah.
No, you can't. I want to say
okay.
You know who didn't cancel people? Jesus. Straight up.
But Jesus didn't shop at Target.
Maybe he probably would have.
Yeah, it's like maybe don't shop at Target, don't buy her stuff. It's up to the individual.
He flipped the table once to show what's up.
I agree.
But you can't ask like corporations. They are not. They're kind of weak in the sense that the moment that someone is bad PR for them, they're like goodbye. I don't think it's. Even if we were to say, oh, let's not cancel Chrissy Teigen, I don't think they would care. Like they'd be like, what? Well, we just care about our bottom line. It's almost like it's too late.
But I guess Candace directed her followers to literally contact Target to cancel.
Oh, wow.
So I disagree with that.
Yeah, I think
I would never tell people that watch my stuff or like me to go come together and attack this person or go I would never tell people to do that.
Ugh. Like I don't know all the details of Chrissy Teigen and Candace, like what their history is together. But God, I mean, like if Chrissy really like wronged Candace or I don't know, tried to cancel her, then maybe it is more personal, and I can understand that. But yeah,
I can't like the personal thing. Like I don't know. I don't let those things affect me. I don't know. I would not want someone to lose a job or any opportunity because of a personal affliction. I think it's a stronger argument that she's like a crazy, like bully freak, potential predator. That's a bigger thing than like a personal thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think that I like them both. I mean, I know Candace more. I just feel like they both read the situation wrong with the other's intentions before it coming on.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like Candace was like out for Nicole to make her look bad instead of like listening. She definitely wasn't trying to listen to her, and Nicole was defensive the whole time. She wasn't able to like get out from under that or like enjoy the appearance.
She kept trying to say, I don't want this to be a you versus me thing. I'm not going to let you make, and Candace is like not even like listening to that. It's like attack, attack, attack.
Ooh. Yeah. I wonder how else. I wonder if is there anything else?
Follow a leader.
I view which
pretty much just pick her until Nicole walks off.
White male's opinion, if we could all
Oh,
Or
boy.
it's about me, and
I
now
think
you're
it's your
pretending
fault.
like I'm not using
Let
my
me-
time.
I can't imagine how bad this must feel.
What happened, dude?
Right?
It's about Candace. Like
I thought words
you're
don't
not saying
hurt.
sensitive. I'm
Words
calling
don't
you
hurt.
out on
Let's
it.
be realistic.
I'm calling you out on this. Like
I'm
don't
calling
get
take your
That's
fine.
audience Chrissy.
that.
That's
that
not that they were a Trump supporter, Target to be banned. Mate, we don't.
but
These
you don't
companies are
agree.
supposed to be
I
ambassadors.
how the
I will
Target and
explain it to
Macy's
you.
drop
Ah.
her products so that she can be held accountable for what she's done.
I don't think
Her products got dropped. I didn't ask for her to be erased from the internet.
That's stupid.
And maybe we could
Hmm.
all agree on just the idea of cancel culture. We don't they
Of a
So
bunch of
more.
they get
Okay, and then she. Oh, okay.
Which imagine how like terrible that must have felt for Nicole. Like,
Yeah.
being at their studio.
Oof. I do
Like,
feel
that's-
for her.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably rough.
I'm gonna politely decline to be on the rest of the show.
Oh, that's right.
I know that you guys want the clip of me leaving, so I'm gonna give it to you.
Uh.
I appreciate you having me on. I would love for a real conversation sometime, because I just think what just happened here is really gross, and it didn't need to happen. And I know I've said gross a million times, and you're gonna make fun of me for it, but I think that we have the opportunity to be better human beings and better women, and set a better example. And I hope that we can do that.
And I think that you're saying that now, but you should have started thinking about that before you posted 3 videos about me and insulting my parents.
Oh, and that's what it's about. That is, she
Yeah.
feels wronged and targeted by the videos, and this whole appearance was about Candace like getting her back.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, I see it a little differently now. Damn,
Yeah.
though, it's a good reminder to all of us to never fuck with Candace Owens.
Yeah, or at least be able to back it up and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It sucks. She probably is upset, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
I
of people
followed them
who-
both on Twitter after. I was like, oh, are they tweeting anything?
Now I think back to like people who've like wronged me or like, tried to cancel me, or I would never tell my fans to not go to their shows or to cancel her shows, because those people have done that to me. I would say like, yeah, leave it up to the individual. Like, do you want to buy her products or not? That's
Right.
up to you. Like, I wouldn't say go let the market decide, right? Like if she's that much of a turnoff, or the corporation comes.
Like you're
their-
leveraging your power and influence to like destroy someone.
Yeah, which makes me wonder, like, ooh, what's the personal beef there? Like, what is making Candace, want this to happen? It's interesting.
Yeah.
Ooh,
know.
all
Tricky
right.
situation.
I do feel for Nicole on this. That you can feel how tense that was and how she wasn't really letting her talk.
Yeah.
And,
she kept trying. She kept, even at the end, at the total end of the thing, she's like, I would like to have a real conversation, and Candace like, yeah, you should have thought of that, bitch. Like,
right. Would it have helped if she just sucked it up and stayed there the whole rest? It probably wouldn't have gotten as much coverage. If she hadn't walked off, it wouldn't have blown up as much. Because that's what made me want to look into it. Like, oh, she walked off? Like, I didn't even know she was on the show.
yeah, same. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Because I'm pretty sure Nicole was a guest on the Candace Owens show. Like, they were, I don't know how close of friends they were, but obviously somewhat. So that's, I don't know, crazy situation. It's always interesting to see people from, the right fight for me. Like, whenever I see like Twitter fights and stuff, it's very interesting.
Ooh. Oh my God. I'm going to look back on this when I have moments where I'm like, I wish I had more followers. I wish I had more like appearances. And then you look at this kind of a fight and you're like, yeah, that's what comes along with it. Like people call you out and then it gets really public and messy. And I feel for Nicole Arbor.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd say that.
I didn't right. And that's good because you have your own personal like feelings towards her, but you're able to put that aside and like watch a situation as objectively as you can. I thought I would go into it thinking Nicole was wrong, and I'm not necessarily on team Nicole or anything. I just think that the way Candace handled it was gross, as Nicole said.
Yeah. Yeah, she was like really incessant. And I just think they could have had a really productive conversation about that without her just being like, I gotta nail Nicole. I gotta like make
It
her
could have
look
been a
bad.
good conversation about accountability versus cancel culture, like a good conversation, which is like an internal debate probably going on in the right versus you made videos about me and now I'm gonna destroy. Like that's just a personal thing. It's like a high school type fight.
It does seem very high school. Man, I'm gonna keep that in mind if I ever have a panel show.
Yeah.
Woo, that's pretty heated though. But I'm sure it
Right?
got them more subscribers and
Yeah.
it got the network more attention. So
Yeah, for sure.
damn, yeah, people have the right to like still make money, and that's the thing is like the people that still love Chrissy Teigen should still be able to buy her stuff.
Right.
If they don't care what she says or does, or that she's a bully, or who cares if she's a pedophile, whatever. Like if they just love her, they should be able to consume what she puts out.
Right. And if enough people think what she said was gross and don't like her, they won't buy her products, and the corporations will drop her products.
Yeah. I think just it was sped up by like rallying the troops to write letters.
Right. I would never do that. I would never tell people that watch my stuff or like me to go attack someone. I've never been someone to do that. So
which was Nicole's whole point, because she was
Right.
like, you're doing exactly what they do. When you don't like somebody, you're shutting down their ability to make a living, even though I'm sure Chrissy Teigen will be fine and she'll come back and I don't know, she'll have
it's
another.
kind of like what Candace thought that Chrissy Teigen did was so abhorrent that we need to cancel her. And the only difference is between that and what the left does is they just have different measures for what's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
What's like worthy of that. That's
Right.
the only difference.
On the left, it's your political beliefs, and in this case, it's like she was a disgusting bully.
Right.
You know?
And I wouldn't buy her products for it, but I think that's the decision that other people can make. I don't need to go. You leverage my power. Not saying that I have any, but like if I was Candace Owens, obviously I have way more people following me and stuff. So I wouldn't leverage that to go destroy someone when I talk so much against cancel culture. But
I bet she's like, I bet Candace is like, oh, I finally have something on Chrissy, or like it's gaining momentum. Like she just probably was like,
but you know what? Candace is also like a master marketer. Like she's quickly become like one of the biggest names in politics, and she's always like trending. There's always these things happening, and her Twitter fights always go viral. So she's doing
good.
She's really good, and she's doing something right. She's like a really strong speaker. She's sounds really
smart.
Good. She looks gorgeous in that video.
Oh,
in that
yeah.
episode, so stunning. So she's doing great. So even I cannot like a situation that someone does and still like put that aside and still like them or whatever. So
yeah, I still like a lot of what she says, her overall like message.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. She's doing
Look
a
at
lot
us.
of good work. Yeah.
Look at us.
So grown up, so mature, thinking logically here.
I hope Candace and Nicole are watching this episode because they
I
can
know.
learn a thing or two from us.
They watched it and they hate us after. So
Damn, that was cool. I thought I was gonna like end up hating Nicole after that. Now I have sympathy for
I
her.
feel like you wanted to hate her. You were like,
I wanted to, but I was
Yeah.
like, she just got hammered. So
yeah, I want to see what people are saying about it, but I haven't really. I think I looked up both their names on Twitter and ended up following them, and then I forgot to look at what people were saying. So maybe I'll do that after this.
I know. I feel like as long as it's, I mean, if it's not like a fight video, it's not going to go as viral as watching somebody like get the shit beat out of them. I just feel like those are the videos that get the most attention.
I feel like I would rather watch a verbal fight than a physical. I don't care about the physical fights. Like whatever. Verbal fights I find more interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Me too.
I'm a woman though, so
I'm probably gonna go back and watch that over again, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely like watch the whole thing. Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, wow. Because I interviewed Brandon Tatum on this show too, another really smart guy.
Yeah,
Interesting
he's awesome.
stuff. Isabel, where can people find you, follow you, and when can they check out the Schpiel? How often is that show?
It will be every week. We'll be filming on Saturdays at 1. I'm not sure how fast it will take to like get uploaded, but you should expect a new episode next week at some point. We actually have to film Monday this week because Gavin has some convention this weekend, but expect an episode next week. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. My Instagram and TikTok is at Isabella Riley USA, Twitter at Isabella Riley US because the A is too long for Twitter.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
Yeah, but that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess I am on like Parler and Gab. I don't use it though. I probably should.
Nobody does. Nobody uses Parler. Parler kind of fizzled out. Oh well. Next time.
I can't hear you.
Oh, really? What about now? No? Can you not hear me? Am I frozen? Jesus Christ. All right, Isabella. Thank you so much
Still
for coming
cannot
out.
hear you.
I'm
I don't know did my
I'm gonna put it in the
these
chat.
die
I'm
or something?
I don't know. It might be.
Hold on. Let me see if there was
wrapping up anyway.
Oh my God. These must have died.
Okay.
That's cool. I was like, whoa.
This is such a graceful dismount. Everybody follow Isabella. I'm such a big fan of you. You're a rising star. I adore you. Thanks for coming on the pod, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks so much for having me.